Hey guys. All right, so I'm get my arm comfortable. So we're in the woods, and what would you say the forecast from the woods is? Refreshing, very refreshing in the woods right now. Anyway, it stopped raining, so I figured I'd make a video. And sort of playing with this in my mind, I try to be comfortable about the whole thought, but I'm not trying to, I'm not doing a script. I'm just trying to sort of be inspired. So, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, I had no idea what I was going to say. Not in a fear for like, what am I going to say? But a bit of, I got so much floating up there when I want to tap in that I definitely don't have any preference on what falls out. I go in. My sort of senses, going back to, hopefully this is, I don't know, the 5th video, so if these symbols look kind of weird to you, then you have to go back and watch the beginning. But anyway, if I get to that point where I'm over vibrationally 70 degrees, that's a number I picked arbitrarily, remember? And I get to that point where everything makes sense, I can just sort of go there and report down. Hey, at 60, a lot of you guys are 69.5 degrees. So I'm really kind of preaching to the choir here, but there's a point with that ties into this whole story. So anyway, I'm at this 69 degrees, 70. It feels good. Vibrationally, and everything makes sense, and I'm just going here for the sheer purpose of coming back for a 10-minute synopsis on what I see from here. So it's a little bit of, call it Dan's shit show. No, you wouldn't do that. That's not fair. But it is what draws me vibrationally. What's my vibrational attraction to what I see above 70 degrees, right? That's what we're after here. How you use meditation and breathing to get to that point, this is important. Why bother? Seriously, if this doesn't what sparks you, understanding all this stuff conceptually, because I'm going into a point where I'm going to sort of come up with a campaign on what those of us who know what that's like to get close to 70 degrees or above can say, let's collectively put together a little program here of how do we get everybody at least to 69. Let's all run a planet where we're all at least to 69. And if you're at 68, it's okay. No condemnation, but let's put in a practice where people who are vibrating at a lower 68 degree love vibration, that they're not safe out there in the world mingling with the rest of us who want to be sort of floating up here and not worrying about protecting myself from something or not having enough of something because the people down at 68 all decided, you know what, if you hold back what can't be given or picked up readily without a lot of effort, then those of us who are willing to put in the effort can have it all and be billionaires. Well, I don't think that's what we at 69 to 70 degree vibrationally want to really experience and want to be a part of and want to bear our children in. So there's not a lot of us that are at this point that are interested in this. Not that everybody doesn't do that. Everybody has blissful moments, but honestly, here's back to this key point I really need to make. If this kind of stuff doesn't spark you, I feel like I want to go back to them and say what this kind of stuff is. But if you've watched all 4 videos, I gave the video and I watch them, but I know I need to go to this kind of stuff to keep me from thinking that the 68 degree described on the news reality is reality. I got to stay out of that. So I got to stay up in here, and I can't pay attention to what's going down there necessarily. So somehow I got to give a message to people at 69 degrees. How can you help the 68 degree people not be so inconsiderate? Because that's all it really is. If you don't love yourself already, and you don't have something that's drawing you to expression, it's always going to be some expression. Your soul coming out can only come out as its version of liquid love caused by the vibration of how you interpret the collective consciousness. just do it. Just go do that. Forget about meditation. Forget about prayer. You're living prayer. You're a walking, love bomb. Just go walk and be a love bomb. But some people feel inclined to be festering with this stuff a little bit. Like, how do we fix this? If you're truly trying to fix something, because nobody needs to fix anything really here. This would be something that you're just interested for whatever reason, I remember reading a book long ago as a child, and I think it was like Don Quixote or something like that. But anyway, this guy was trying to go to the shaman and be inspired and learn all spirituality. And the shaman's like, forget it. And so he keeps on having to try to come to him. And then at one point, one of the tests, there was many tests, sort of start with that simple one, like I'm pouring water and the water flows over the cup and off the table. And the guy's like, what are you doing? He's like, too much. You're giving me too much. You're giving me too much talk. I want to know who you are energetically. But another test of that was, you get on the front porch and he says, you can't come in the house. I told you I would train you or enlighten you, but you got to stay on the porch. Why do I got to stay on the porch? You stay on the porch until you know where your spot is on the front porch. I'll come and check on you. He comes back like 24 hours later and says, yeah, you're in the right spot. All right, come on in. And that always sparked me. What does that mean, the right spot? How did he find the right spot? How did he know energetically where vibrating proper was the best for that front porch? And who really cares? But if that stuff's always sparked me. So I don't read novels about that kind of stuff. I research it and I work at it. So I'm pretty good at it. But I did that while working my job and stuff. So now I'm not working so much. So I'm like, let's double down on this. There's some good stuff here. So I'm at almost 7 minutes. I got to cut it up in 10 minutes. But you're already probably getting a feel for what I'm talking about here. Let's put together a little campaign of, here it is. If you don't love yourself truly and accept who you are in a loving, not accepting like there's something wrong, I accept it. Knowing you're blessed and knowing there's nothing you could have done wrong, knowing that there's nothing you need to do while you're here, knowing that there's nothing at stake here. There's no one chasing us. There's nothing we need to do. And it seems like the whole game goes away. Well, that would be a terrible message to send to society. Just the people who are at 68 degrees need it. And we all know when you get up at this point, anywhere close to here, you start to look over and everything's making sense because you're vibrationally over 70 degrees. Again, an arbitrary number. But when you get to that point, this stuff all makes sense, and you realize that if too many people on the planet are at 68 degrees, then we're going to run a system based on too much aggression and too much selfishness. And you got to say that's pretty much our motto around here. So the people who aren't happy, they want to be happy. They want the help. Let's just focus our energy on helping the people who want to be happy and are just at 68 degrees. And by no fault, no nothing. We needed 68 degree dominant society for a long time. If we're going to make a shift, I'm just saying let's nudge to the side of put our resources towards bringing everyone up a little bit. That's not through religion. That's not through teachings. That's not through words. That's not through... It's through you going inside, finding the perfection in what you're doing, and know that you're loved. But you've got to know you're loved. And if you don't own that, we'll hit on that another time, but if you don't own that, it's not hard to find out what it is, if it's true or not. So I could give another 10-minute segment. We'll touch on how do you know. Let's love on ourselves. Let's play with that. Let's all just do that. Maybe that's where this video thing's going. I don't know. But the cool thing is, it's 9 minutes, 38 seconds. And this is the first time I sat down in the woods. Sit down, plop it on the video. Pretty easy. No editing, no fuss, no muss. I'm just getting up to 60, 70 degrees. Everything kind of makes sense. But Will this video make sense? I don't know. It's all clear in my head. I'm just trying to put it into words. But I feel for everybody who's at 68 or less, and I want to help. That's all I can say. So I know it's coming out of me. When? How? That's the fun part. Anyway, let's do it together. All right, see you tomorrow.